for me, that's like, what is it? Rural, urban, I guess, white version of R&B. And
what is going on? It is the Out of the Berg podcast. We are back. And we have a special friend. His name is Geronimo. What is good with you?
Hey, buddy, I'm just doing me. I just do it, do it. You got to run with it. I'm okay, just doing it.
Yeah, Gerard, because you back, I just had to do a funny, a Gerard. So
funny accent.
But yeah, and our boy Chris. How are you, my brother?
I'm cool. I'm not gonna give y'all no accent because y'all not paying me, so y'all don't get one.
Yeah. Dance for me.
Exactly. I dance for no one for free.
Yeah, but before we get into what we get into, how y'all been? How's life?
It's cool, man. Same old, same old. Well, not same old, same old. I just had my had a practice exam yesterday. That went pretty well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Practice for
practice it was for Calculus 3.
Calculus 3.
Yeah.
Oh.
It wasn't bad. I got a C on it, so it's cool.
That's good.
Sounds difficult.
Yeah.
What about you, Geronimo?
Been watching regular show. That joint, I forgot how funny that. I'm like halfway through it, but that show, I forgot how funny it was, man. It's too good. Been watching on HBO Max. Like A1 Cartoon Network got it right with that one. I've been going back and reading Dragon Ball manga. This is actually the first one I got back in 4th grade, I think I said.
Yeah.
Culture and a red learned man. There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, like I forgot because I spent, I think from 4th grade all the way to about maybe 10th grade collecting all the manga books. I think they're like 26 volumes. So just collecting them all and reading them. I didn't get them all in order. So I'd read one book, and then I'd read like the beginning of the Sand Saga, then I'd read like the like the Cell Saga, and then the Frieza Saga, and it's like, oh, what? Yeah, but then I remember one year my mom I think she got me the whole Frieza Saga, or like the majority of the Frieza Saga one Christmas. I was like, bless you, mom. Yeah, but yeah, and then I guess all I can say now is that they're good. There are going to be some changes in the wind. That's all I can say.
All right, Gerard. That's dope. For me, work was kind of kicking me in my butt. There's a lot of deadlines and a lot of stuff I had to do last week. With my job, to the point where I didn't watch TV for 3 days. Yeah, or I do anything. I was so focused on finishing my task. So I was busy. I had a busy week. And I was also doing stuff at Otherberg Podcast, as you know. We're gonna get into, the fun stuff. So we'll get to the fun stuff. Let's get to the R&B and Pop, which is the direct opposite of X. Yeah, so as you know, a year ago, we did the R&B. Well, it's strictly R&B. We try to be strict with this. We did an R&B top 10 songs, each of us. I remember when we did, when we did this, it was like a shift in the podcast, I think, personally, because it was such a fun episode. We all gave our list for our top R&B songs. Last year, we made it strict. This year, it's still a little strict.
I made it more strict for me.
Yeah, Gerard made his really strict. I said no Michael Jackson songs just because Michael Jackson is his own episode.
Too easy.
Yeah. And this year, I'm gonna have to say this because I think Shamar might do his next week, but R. Kelly will be mentioned. And a disclaimer on that, we do not advocate anything that man has done. So I'm gonna throw that out there. As a kid, we grew up on his music, and with this, it's like we can't say the man didn't make good music. Like I could say that some of the music is I'm not gonna ever like really listen to it like that because of what it's based off of. But songs like "Step in the Name of Love," "Fiesta," I Believe I Can Fly," "The World's Greatest," "I Wish," those songs I'm more comfortable because I know it's not coming from a sick place. But I allowed R. Kelly to be included this time around, you know. Or we don't have anything he's done. But I think that's about it. Anyone want to go first with their list? I opt to go.
Wait, are we saying the whole list all at once? Or are we going like 1-1-1, then like we go to our 2-2-2 like that?
No, we could do it like last year. Just go 10. Yeah, because I'll probably divide this. So you do your whoever wants to go first, do your list. Then we move on to next, and I'll do my last.
All right, I can. I'll start. So mine is from bottom. So I'm going from bottom to top, and it's like I think it's like my top 5 R&B, my top 5 pop.
Okay.
Mind you, the pop was hard. Okay, dog, because there are so many that like I could switch, and even for the R&B, like for me, I don't think I could really make like concrete top 10 lists I can never change, because even between this year and last year, I've switched some of the R&B songs, and this includes more just newer songs. So for my bottom, or for these, I have 2 tied for number 10, and these 2 are pop songs. So it goes like pop R&B, pop R&B. So at number 10, we got "Promiscuous" by Nelly Furtado and "Bubbly" by Kobe Calais.
Promiscuous. Ooh.
And the fact that that's the number, like these, and it's funny because these aren't necessarily in any particular order except for 1 and 2. But for these 2 songs, I couldn't leave "Promiscuous" on. I was one of the, like, when I started to get into like music and just listening to the radio and whatnot, that was one of the, when that song came out, dog. Whoo, like I would be because I used to have like the big old stereo joint, like a little boombox thing. And even when I'm doing my homework, no, that came out summertime. That was before that. When I went to this daycare and we go on little trips, they play like that song on the radio on Hot 9.5. If you already know. That song hit, man. Every time I go to the pool, and that song hit, man. And then
Timbaland.
Huh? And and the fact that I remember watching a music video on MTV.com, and when I saw JT in there, I was like, "Oh my god, like this is mind blowing! How's this even possible?" Because that was my like intro to like truly like looking at cameos. I was like, "Yo, he's in there. He ain't singing, but he's in there." And then, but for Kobe Calais' song "Bubbly," do you know y'all know that song?
Nah.
It's like been away for. I was like, sorry to my toes.
I do know that song.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's very chill, very like, I don't know, like kind of I don't know how to explain it, but like Kobe Calais, she'll be back. Not in this list, but she'll be back. I love. There's so many songs of her I love. Like I could either, you know what? I'll save that for later. Kobe Calais, "Promiscuous" at number 10. Number 9, R&B song, Alicia Keys, "Diary." Whoa! My goodness, son. When that joint came out, I mean, at the time I didn't even hear it on the radio. I had my mom had the album. And every time on our way to school and on our way back from school, she played that album back in 4th and 5th grade. So I know that album like the back of my head. It's one of my all-time favorite albums.
Gerard,
that song, your masterpiece.
I would say this. That song has one of the most funniest memes. The guy that was singing, so passionate. Oh, I won't tell.
I won't. Who's that? I think it's 2020 Tony.
I think so.
Yeah.
I forget what they said his name, because like when he was doing it, He said his name. Said, "Go ahead." See, most lead singers, world renowned singers like her would be offended because it's like he's showing her up, but it's just like do what you doing. Do what you doing. I like that.
Have your moment. I'm Alicia Keys.
Huh?
Have your moment. I'm Alicia Keys.
Exactly.
Wait, say it again.
Have your moment. I'm Alicia Keys.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. Number 7 is pop song Misery Business by Paramore. That song, I think anytime I listen to I guess if I'm in my like punk rock, or not necessarily punk rock, but like kind of pop rock-esque vibe, that's like one of the first songs that hits. Like, mind you, all these songs are like a good portion of them I remember hearing on the radio, just like at a certain time in my life. So I think this came out, I think 6th grade, 7th grade. And so I remember I'd be listening to I'd be doing my homework in my room and have it playing on the stereo. It's just a really dope song. I know Avery's a Paramore fan, so he knows what I'm talking about. Number 6 is Easy by Mac Ayres. Like I said, he's one of the newer artists. But that song, I think that was his breakout hit. I think back in 2017. And that was my introduction to him through that song. And I was like, dog, this dude can sing, man. And actually, no, never mind. That's the other list. But yeah, he's one of those new artists that I just listened to. I was like, wait, what? And then when you look at him, he doesn't, like, the voice and his look almost don't look like they go together. I mean, they kind of do, but they kind of don't. I was like, oh, wow, that's him. Oh, he's really dope. He's really dope.
I remember you saying that when you were first telling me about that song too, or first telling me about him.
Yeah, it like that song reminds me of the golden age of R&B. At least my idea of the golden age, like 90s, late 90s, early 2000s era. So it takes me back to that. All right, number, was this 5? Is this 5 or 6?
I wasn't counting.
I think you skipped, because did you do 8?
Hold on.
Because I know you said 9 was Diary, right?
9 was Diary. 8 was Paramore. 7 was Easy. Okay, 6, yeah, Bailamos. Bailamos by Enrique Iglesias. Yo, that song, when I hear it, I think I heard on Kids Bop first, like the very first Kids Bop. That song slaps, man. Like, it's also in the I think it's on the Wild West soundtrack. I think so. I can't remember.
I think so.
I think he did
the Will Smith movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Bailamos.
I think so.
Okay, I know that.
Te quiero, amor mío.
The first time I heard that song was because I was flipping through channels and I ended up on I think it was like MTV Trays or something like that. I think that's when I first heard it.
Okay.
Yeah, man. That was one of those songs where I was like, okay, I gotta learn how to play the guitar, man. So I was like, ooh, I'm gonna get all the girls with this song, man. Chee! And then all right, this is 5.
Yep.
Confessions Part 2. You already know I can't make this list without this song, man. Like, long story short, not even long story, just it's my favorite Usher song. And I almost want to say it could have a tie with, I think, nope, it can't tie with any of the other song. Usher song. It's my favorite. There might be a close second, but this is my favorite. Number 4 is a pop song. Everywhere by Michelle Branch. And this one I honestly forgot about for years until I was watching some movie. I think it was American Pie. recently, but I like that's a classic movie, just hilarious. But I remember hearing this song in the movie, and I was like, "Yo, this takes me back, like way back." And I remember just hearing that on the radio. I think I heard it in a movie or a commercial, and I just fell in love with the song. So yeah, that's a dope one. I feel like she's kind of an outlier on this list. I don't know why, but number 3, R&B, Genuine Differences.
My whole life has changed.
That's just
you had that on last year's too.
Huh?
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. The top songs are the same as last year, so you already know number 1. But Differences, I don't gotta explain it. It's just premium R&B. One of the only songs, like if I think R&B, this is one of the first songs I think of. All right, number 2, which is my 2 top R&B or 2 top pop songs. It's a tie between. You know what? No, sorry. It's a 3-way tie. Actually, no, 2-way tie. Because I said I can't put the same artist on there twice.
Okay.
Between Rock Your Body by JT or no, I can't. Actually, if I replace that JT song, it would be What Goes Around.
Mm-hmm.
Those 2. Either or. And This Love by Maroon 5. Dog, This Love. Awesome song.
She said goodbye.
Like when everyone hears it, you know it. Like you can't not know this song. I'll explain more about Maroon 5 later on. But number 1, I mean, y'all know it.
We got the same complexion, so I know. I want to know.
Right, Joe, that's the quintessential R&B. When I think R&B, that is the very first song that comes to mind. I think about the all white, dressed in the all white, in the all white background, singing in the rain, just the bald head with the goatee, and just dark skinned brother. That's what I think of when I think R&B, man. Like for me, just me personally, just growing up late at night, coming back home from somewhere, or even just coming back from McDonald's, The Quiet Storm. And then the Smokey Robinson Quiet Storm song plays at the intro, and then this song come on. Premium. So far, nothing can top the song R&B song. Yeah.
What did you say I'll do?
When you said bald headed in the rain, I pictured you as Black Lex Luthor screaming.
Wait, but why Lex Luthor in the rain?
Because you said bald headed and standing in the rain. I thought.
Oh, yeah.
So I just picked. I don't know why, but my my instantly went to Lex Luthor just screaming in the rain. But you bald.
Yeah. But that was an interesting list. Probably when I make a post on this, send me the list so I could, when I make the post, so people could maybe check out those songs. So
yeah, I feel like if you listen to music and not just a specific genre, just listen to music in general, I feel like you know all these songs. Especially, I think maybe not Everywhere by Michelle Branch. Like if you looked at that song, be like, what does that sound like? And then you hear it, it's like, oh, okay. And it sounds like the songs from 2001, 2002. So it's like, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
All right. Chris, you could, give us your list.
Yeah, mine is, I don't think in any particular order, but I'll say this first one can be my number 1 because it's been on my mind recently, so I'll say it's my number 1, and that is "Can We Talk" by Tevin Campbell.
Oh yeah, I remember this a lot from last year. Yeah,
mm-hmm. I did have one, and just for a record, I don't think I actually put that much pop on my thing because I was trying to, but my rule for myself was no Michael Jackson because if it wasn't, I could put 10 Michael Jackson songs on here.
You can make your own Michael Jackson list.
Yeah. So I just said no Michael Jackson. So if some of these songs don't count as pop to you, then I apologize. My list is lacking, but it is what it is at this point. But yeah, Tevin Campbell. I want to say I was like, I've been to Can We Talk, but I didn't really know who Tevin Campbell was until maybe like, I don't know, like 4 or 5, maybe 6 years ago. Because you hear songs, but you don't always look up who they are. Then I just like for another song on my list here that I'm not going to say yet, but when I heard that song, then I actually looked up who it was. Then I saw he sings this song. It's like, oh,
Powerline.
Nah, not Powerline.
So is that your number one?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's my number one.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, and then the rest of these are basically just like scattered.
Okay.
And then the next one I have is "End of the Road" by Boyz II Men.
Ooh.
Because it feels like to me, any movie that closes out with "End of the Road," I feel like, oh, they did their job correctly. Trash. But if that movie, but if that song plays at the end of the movie, I was just well done. You, I don't know what this movie was about. This plot was terrible, but you have the correct music. You did something correct today. Good job.
A DreamWorks movie.
Y'all have my money.
Animated movie.
Like that movie could be exactly the length of that song. I just like they did it. They did it. I don't know what they did, but they did that. Got my money now. No Diggity. By Backstreet.
Oh yeah, No Diggity, classic.
I chose this song just because I don't know why. I guess maybe I was a weird middle schooler, but like my dad used to, put music onto my my iPod. Back in the day, for those who are too young, we didn't have phones to put music on. We had to put them on
LimeWire,
MP3s.
LimeWire, yeah.
Yeah, off LimeWire and all that.
Generation, what is it? Y or whatever? Z.
Gen Z, because Gen Y is us millennials. We're like the end of millennials, I think.
Yeah,
they don't even know what a cassette tape is, but that's
tape. Yeah. But I don't know why, but like when my dad put this on my middle school playlist, I just thought I was a cool kid. There was no explanation at all. I just, as soon as this was on my playlist, just in my mind, like, oh, I'm cool now.
But it I feel like it does make you feel cool. I don't know what it is, but I see exactly what you're talking about, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's such, and for me, it's such a like unique R&B song.
Yeah. But it's like it's like a hip hop R&B.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's pop still in a way.
Yeah.
It's almost his own thing.
Yeah.
And just
I've seen some videos where they try to put it as a new genre.
But isn't it New Jack Swing?
They consider it New Jack Swing, but at the same time, a lot of people only consider Poison to be New Jack Swing.
But
yeah,
the guy that created New Jack Swing created us Teddy Riley.
Yeah.
Oh, I found that.
I know. I'm not saying this. I have it on here as a R&B dash pop.
Okay, yeah.
I've seen videos where like some people be like, or people are arguing over like, it's New Jack Swing. Well, only Poison really counts as New Jack Swing. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
No, New Jack Swing is like basically R&B and pop in the late 80s and early 90s. That's what. So, yeah.
And then let me see here. Next, I have Doo-Wop by Lauryn Hill. Obvious reasons. Love Lauryn Hill, and I feel like she just, no matter what song you listen to, she's easily able to like convey a message one way or another. And I feel like this is one of the ones she did very beautifully. And it's just like in a way that doesn't feel like she's pushing an agenda or anything. She just like saying like, hey, y'all just better watch out, literally.
Yeah.
Just be cautious of who you around and with what they doing. My next is If I ain't got you.
I ain't got
Alicia Keys.
That track is number 6 on the album. I remember, man, because number 7's Diary.
Yeah.
I
remember that because of the video.
My good memory, man. Sheesh. But I don't know why. I just always loved Alicia Keys' music, just always. And for whenever I think of Alicia Keys, this song always pops up first. I don't know why. It's not even like necessarily my favorite song by her. Well, I guess it is like my favorite song by her, but it's not like the song that I think she did the best. Does that make sense? But it's just it just always just stays with me.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna have to redact this one because apparently when I was making this list, I forgot about my Michael Jackson Michael Jackson rule, but I looked up one here and it's my replacement for it is You Remind Me by Usher, because that's another one that just stays with me forever one of my songs I sing in the shower.
Won't believe all of the things
especially the music video.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that video! Oh my, that dude was smooth. The way he got into that car.
Mm-hmm. I remember talking about that. I had to go back and see what you was talking about, but yeah, that was smooth.
And then he got with Chili. Oh my god, Usher was that dude, bro. Yeah.
Ooh. And then let me see here. Oh yeah, On and On by Erykah Badu.
Ooh.
Yo, so let me hold on before we say anything. For me, I had listened to a few Erykah Badu tracks. I didn't know the names. I just liked her sound, especially here on the radio. And then recently, when I went back to just listen through all of her work, I remember I was listening to I wasn't going back. I was just listening to just a Spotify radio based on I think Nothing Really Matters by Lauryn Hill.
Ooh.
But that song came on second. I was like, ooh. I just hit the spot, man. Song is that's probably my second favorite Erykah Badu song.
What's your first?
Oh my god, I'm blanking. I see the music video in my head. Love of my life.
Love of My Life. Oh yeah, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Ode to Hip Hop. I think it's called Ode. Yeah. I love that song.
Yeah. So that's my favorite. But On and On is a close second. Yeah. But yeah.
But I just always been an Erykah Badu fan, and like Lauryn Hill, I like the way they flow with words and the way their voices flow. I know that sounds weird, but it's just like they do it in a way that just like I will sit down and listen to you for hours. I will say nothing but just sit here and listen to you.
It's very natural.
Yes, it feels like their voices are the actual music, and then or like do you catch what I'm saying? Like it feels like like their voices are the music, and then like the actual music itself is just like accompanied or just so happens to be there, but it complements it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Jill Scott's another one that's like that.
Yes, she is.
It's very unique voices too.
Taking back my freedom. So I'm R&B mode today. Yo, go, Chris.
No, you good, bro. I appreciate it. Breaking My Heart by I think Mint Condition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Honestly, I chose this one because I just every time I must have like an earworm or something because I keep blanking for some reason. Like I'll be like thinking of something, and I just go pretty brown eyes. I start singing or something, and
it just slips into that spot.
Yeah, so it's just like I don't even know where it's coming from. But let me see here. And then the next one is Eye to Eye, Tevin Campbell.
Shout out to Germ.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did Gerard freeze?
No, I'm back.
Okay. You look like you froze.
You guys froze for me.
Oh.
I was like, damn, that's a good song.
Yeah, the eye just made you freeze.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, but Eye to Eye, you know, off that Goofy movie, shout out Germ. He he got me hooked onto this song, and I probably will never let it go. I'm glad that it's back on Apple Music now, because they had kicked it off out of Apple Music for some reason. I don't know why, but couldn't get it.
I think they took it off Spotify too. I haven't checked back for it, but I would just go to YouTube now. I just play the video with both songs in there, and just listen to them. Like that slaps, man.
Yeah, and then for my last one is I think I actually said this. We talked about, like, I guess maybe on the last list of that we did, I forget. But it's gonna be Poison.
She got me out of my mind. That's why it's hard for me to. Yeah, that song. Woo!
Yeah, no, but I don't. Well, I told y'all why I liked it so much. I like when I first listened to it. I listened to it like on repeat back in like probably like 2008 on YouTube.
That was me in 2010. That's when I found it bad.
You know what? Let me keep quiet because I'm on. I'm gonna speak, but yeah, Chris, that is a great list.
Oh, and then I had one honorable mention.
Okay.
It was So Into You.
Like to me,
yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to Fab for redoing that. That was a great song.
What's funny is that that's one of her songs that I like, but I don't think it's in my top 5 Tamia songs.
Okay.
I'd say, because all of them, at least all of mine, either come from her song or her album A New Day, which my mom used to have on cassette like way back in the day, or it's like, I think, Officially Missing You and Put a Move on My Heart. But like out of those, but that's like probably number 6. It's only because I didn't really listen to it as much, but that's still a really good song.
Yeah, no, and I was with you. I was probably, same mindset as you until maybe, I think when I heard the Donald Glover, Childish Gambino rendition. When I heard that, it made me like want to go back and listen to it. I listened to
exactly, same.
a whole bunch, and I was just like, okay, you know what, this song has like grown into me. So I really like this song.
Okay, yeah, great list, fellas. This is always a fun episode. You got me singing and stuff.
This one is so hard, man. Yeah, I think this one is harder than the R&B one.
Yeah, the
R&B one, like it's like, okay, I have my designated top 10, but even like if you make a top 10 with R&B and pop, it's like, and then Chris, even like last time, you always have songs that I always forget about, but when I hear them or when they're just like pop into my head, it's Gerard, like, oh yeah, I just listen to that
Gerard,
song. Yeah.
You messed up. I just caught you. Lost without you. Can't help myself.
How could I forget my boy Robin Thicke? Yo.
I caught him last year.
I'm not even gonna lie though. I did thought you was gonna have that song on your list. I was say, oh, maybe he's like top 6 then.
That's you see, that's why like this thing is so hard, because for me, I like there's songs I love, but then they're like okay, I won't listen to it for a little bit, and then I'll kind of forget until I guess I'm in a certain mood that reminds me of that song. There's some songs that just like will forever, at least for the like forever, remind me of R&B. So that's why I was like, what? When you told me that, my mind exploded, because it's either that one or Love After War. When he had Paul Patton up in that joint. Was it Paul? No. Paul Pat was in Lost Without You, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was different. Yeah, but when I was like, oh man, my list is a disgrace.
Okay. All right. Okay, y'all had y'all lists.
Much more the Frostburg days, Gerard.
Y'all had y'all lists. You said how you struggle with yours list, Gerard, and even Chris. Dog, I had to scrap mine like 3 times. Let me get to the honorable mentions first before I start from 10 down.
Before top 10?
Huh?
Before your top 10?
Yeah, I'm gonna go through a couple honorable mentions. Just a couple.
Got 50 of them.
Beyonce, Me, Myself, and I.
Ooh.
I love that song. That's probably my favorite Beyonce song. Ashanti, Happy, Foolish. Alicia Keys, If I Ain't Got You. That is my favorite Alicia Keys song ever. That song is
man, a class I see.
Yes, I love that song. What Alicia Keys song did I say? If I Ain't Got You.
If I Ain't Got You.
You Don't Know My Name, actually.
Oh.
You Don't Know My Name.
Yes, that's number 5 on the album.
Yeah.
Right before If I Ain't Got You.
I got those, but those 2 honorable mentions, honestly. You Don't Know My Name. Oh my god, that's
and I love the music video too.
Shout out to Mos Def, Yasin Bey.
Yeah.
What other Sounds of Love Making by Tyrese, Candy Rain.
That almost made my list too.
If I Ever Fall in Love by Shay.
By who?
Oh my god!
I fought myself for that. I fought myself for that one.
By who?
By Shay. Is it Shay?
I never knew how to say that name because I only knew it I seen it on YouTube.
Yeah, I only know the song. If I Ever Fall in Love.
S-H-I-A or
S-H-A-I. If I Ever Fall in Love. You never heard that song before?
I forget.
I think I have to listen to it again because I'm like, what?
Okay.
I feel like I might remember it.
There's songs by John B. They Don't Know. Genuine, who was on my list last year twice. My favorite Genuine song is So Anxious, but I also love Differences. So Anxious is just so smooth, bro. The way but they didn't make my list, of course. Michael Jackson could have destroyed my list, but I'll go to my top 10, number 10, Sexy Love by Neo.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
I wrestled with this. I was so anxious.
Yeah. I was fighting myself for that one too.
Yeah, I wrestled with those 2 songs. Honestly, you could make Sexy Love and So Anxious like tie at 10. Honestly. Number 9, Usher, Burn. And this
respect.
It's such it's such a perfect. He know how to make songs like I don't like overly soft songs, but you just feel him on this record. Like he went through a harsh break. You just feel him. It's like you anybody could just feel him on that song. But I also wrestled with this song and another song called Where I Want to Be by Donnell Jones.
I forgot him on my list. Oh, yes. Say what? That's another song.
That one would have also been 9, but I had to put Burn there. Okay, so number 8. Rock Your Body by Justin Timberlake. This song, man, as a kid, I used to redo the video all the time in my room. And you see the part where he was beatboxing, boom, boom. I used to pretend to do that all the time in my room.
Rock
Your Body's classic Justin Timberlake record. My favorite. That and then Until the End of Time. Those are my 2 favorite.
With the Beyonce remix.
Yep. Number 7, This Is How We Do It.
Wait, is that considered?
Yeah, it's an R&B pop. It's New Jack Swing, kind of like
like that tail end of New Jack Swing. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
This record, anytime this comes on at a party, bro,
you can't not dance to it.
It's like a kickback, like or you grilling outside with your friends and stuff.
Yep.
If that's not your playlist, then
family reunion.
You shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
This is the first song playing at my wedding, yo. Just so you know.
Yeah.
And if it's not, I'm fighting the D.
I'm gonna be there. Yeah, we're gonna be
I'll
there.
join you.
Yeah, so this is how I do as number 7. Number 6, and I know no one probably would have put this on their list. My Prerogative by Bobby Brown.
I thought about it.
This song is my liberation song. I love this song. It is a record. If the way me and Bobby Brown, like we're both, dark skin, but it's like a liberating song. Like if you've gone through some stuff with people talking about you and people not liking you, this is the perfect song to play and dance to. So My Prerogative, honestly, it could have went into my top 5, but the 5 that I'm going to mention next, I couldn't move it. But My Prerogative is number 6. Number 5, I Want to Know About Joe. I think Gerard, we've talked about it. Chris, this song is a classic. Mm-hmm. Too deep on that. Joe is a legend. Number 4, You Got It Bad by Usher. Now, I just told you how Burn is. This is times 10 of what Burn is. This is like, everybody knows when you hear him go, oh, when you hear that at the beginning, like everybody know the words. Mm-hmm. Word to word. So You Got It Bad, number 4. Number 3, and I Believe I Can Fly by R. Kelly.
I was waiting for it.
As a kid, this was my favorite song from my favorite movie at the time, Space Jam.
Of course.
I love this song. As a kid, I felt like I could fly listening to this. Like I could be Michael Jordan. So that's number 3. Number 2 and number 1. Number 2, Poison by Belle Biv DeVoe. This is like the perfect rap R&B pop song ever.
Yeah.
You can play this song, like you said, you can play this continuously. I don't know how they made this song so perfect, but Poison is like
on guitar.
Oh my God. Poison is, at my wedding, Gerard, you're going to hear this song.
I better.
If it's not, we're going to fight the DJ, all 3 of us together. Just like that.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, much.
Yeah. And number 1, Superstar by Usher. This song has to be one of the most perfect love songs to a girl.
Really?
That beat and that opening falsetto, it's just different. When I heard this song, bro, I listened to the first song. I listened to it like 5 straight times because it was so perfect. I'm like, how do you make a perfect R&B song? I know Usher got You Remind Me and You Don't Have to Call and Burn and Confessions Part 2 and other like great songs, but something about, and this wasn't even a single. It's an album cut. I feel like it should be a single off Confessions, which is a classic album. This song is just perfect to me. Like anyone that has heard Superstar by Usher, please go listen to that.
Yeah, you sent it to me, and I listened to it, and I was like, I really vibes with this, especially the beat.
Yep.
Yeah, and I remember now when you sent it, Peter. It was literally like maybe a day after we did the first one of these episodes.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was the week before. Around that time you said.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. So I mean, that's my favorite Usher. So that's to me the greatest Usher song I've ever heard. But yeah, that's my top 10, man. I mean, like I told you, I had to scrap this several times, but yeah. Yeah, well, Shamar, if you're listening, we'll get yours. I want to see what yours looks like.
Yeah.
If y'all let's go to the top 5 R&B pop artists.
Yeah, hold on. Give me like 30. Give me a minute because I need to find my charger.
All right.
Laptop's finna die.
Okay, me and Chris will go first.
Yeah, I could do that. I didn't make a list for this one because I can just go off top.
All right, go top of your head.
This. I'm gonna say Usher. Usher is not my number 1, but he's in my top 5. I said I'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay, so number 5 is gonna be Usher because obvious reasons he's Usher. I don't think I could honestly make a R&B list of any kind without Usher being in it. He's just, again, a constant in my life. He just probably, I'm going to be like 90 years old and I might still be listening to Usher. My number 4, probably, even though he's not on my list at all, and I was fighting for it, but I could have put a few songs for him on there. But Neo definitely could have been on my list. He's I don't know, like he's never. It's like never a song that I think about until I'm like singing it. If that makes sense. With like Neo, like the other day I was just driving and I started singing "So Sick."
Oh, sick.
I don't know, but he just comes to me in spurts, and I just for the most part, I generally like his music.
Okay.
Number 3, probably Beyonce. Beyonce, just been with me since, and she wasn't on my list either, but been with me since like childhood. I feel like she's part of the family. It's just like, and you're hard pressed to find a quote unquote bad Beyonce song. If I feel like, like it might not be great, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
Number 2, I'll say Rihanna. Just because I just feel like she can do no wrong.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it's just like
my money.
Just musically, I feel like she just is like she knows her bag and she knows it well.
Yeah.
she knows like every button to push, and she pushes it like full force. I appreciate. And then lastly, my number 1. I'm gonna. Well, it's like Michael Jackson, but it's like I don't want to say Michael Jackson, because like he could take up like literally everything. I could hit you with that like Dylon. Mike and Mike. But
spit hot fire.
I spit hot fire.
I'll say, so just my true number 1 for pop R&B is going to be Michael, and I could probably even argue a Prince if you want to, but I always felt like he's more rock and roll to me in my heart. But I'll say, I'll just to stay consistent with my list, I'll say Tevin Campbell, because I've been on a Tevin Campbell tear lately. I don't know why.
Okay.
But it's working for me.
All right. I
can dig it.
I like the list. Pretty good. I'll go next. So 5, I'm gonna pick Beyonce. She's like the most consistent, and her quality of music is just like dang. Like, even though it's like I won't say I don't relate. I just like the quality of her music.
And that's what I'm saying. Like it might not be a song that you like, yo man, this is really great. But like, it's like, even if you listen to it and you don't, it's not bad. It's never a bad song she makes.
Yeah. It's the quality of it is just her quality. I love the reason why I put her 5, because the quality level is always at, like, even the Lion King soundtrack. Look at some of those songs. You're like, you really were detailed on how you did this, or you got with a certain people to get it to sound like this, and that's how you know an artist is an artist. So I put her there,
like truly like in her craft like that, and I truly appreciate that.
Me, Myself, and I is, and this other song called Green Light on her second album I really love. So Beyonce is number 5. Number 4, Queen of R&B and Soul, Mary J. Blige. She got so many soulful and beautiful, like, bro, Mary J. Blige, I try to tell people, she was the Beyonce of the 90s, bro. She has so many, like, So many joints. Her first two albums, what's the 411 and My Life. I don't think you can skip any song. It says her R&B's and great. My top two Mary J. Blige songs are Mary Jane All Night Long and All That I Can Say featuring Lauryn Hill. Those are my two favorite of Mary J. Blige. But she's a legend. She's a legend. So put that number 4. Number 3, and controversial, but I had to put him there. R. Kelly. Like I said, I'm not with all the stuff he did. And honestly, if it wasn't because he was a creep, he would be creeping at 1 and 2. Because if we're talking consistency, his hits are just crazy. When it comes to just R&B hits, no one can say they're better. Like not even Usher or Chris Brown. They can't touch R. Kelly when it comes to R&B hits. But because some of his R&B hits are inspired by, the crimes, that's why it's lowered. But songs like I Believe I Can Fly, I Wish, Step in the Name of Love, You Saved Me, the world's greatest with the Muhammad Ali, like those songs are just amazing. And another song that's kind of You Remind Me. I love that song. You Remind Me. I love that. Listen, even though I'm conflicted on playing that song, but You Remind Me is just a great song. So R. Kelly's number 3 and Ignition too. The Ignition remix. But number 2, Justin Timberlake. Yep. Number 2 is Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake, man. And I know people are going to be like, Peter has Justin Timberlake at number 2?
How could you not?
I'm not going to lie. I'm surprised. This is first surprise so far for me, at least.
Really?
No. Yeah. Justin Timberlake's music is amazing. Shout out to Pharrell and Timberland for giving this guy so much great production. Rock Your Body, Senorita, What Goes Around Comes Around,
Love Stone,
Until the End. It's Love Stone, Sexy Back, even the deep cuts. I'm gonna take it from there. Is that the song? Yeah, take it from there. Last Night,
Like I Love You,
2020
Cry Me a River.
Bro. His songs hit, and it's like I don't want to sound a little blasphemy here, but you can tell that when especially Pharrell, did his music, he was channeling Michael Jackson.
I can see that.
If you listen to the songs that Pharrell, especially that first album, you can tell that those songs were from Michael Jackson, but he gave it to Justin Timberlake, and Justin Timberlake did his thing. So, and then Timberland, he's from outer space. He gave it. Oh my god, Sexy Back and Love Stone, the production. Whew. Yeah, and even the songs he did with Nelly Furtado and stuff, crazy. So, JT number 2, but my number 1, man, Usher. Like I don't have to Usher. Confessions, classic. My Way, his breakthrough album, My Way, is a classic to me. 8701, very close to that classic run. Great album, but Usher's just that dude, bro. R&B wise, I don't think he got 2. We can name them, bro. You Remind Me, My Way, You Make Me Wanna, Confessions Part 2, Burn. Ain't nobody really when it comes to R&B hits. I think after R. Kelly, he's the most consistent with just hits, classic hits, not with Chris Brown has every a song every year. Yeah, classic hit records. I don't think, and only R. Kelly could top Usher.
Yeah, and how about that? A lot of those songs you named off there, they still play on the radio sometimes too.
Consistently, Usher is just that guy. But if I'm being real, like you said, Michael Jackson would be number 1 because he's just the GOAT. But I put Usher. That's my favorite. But yeah, that's my list. Gerard, you can go into yours.
Okay. I feel like My list is gonna shock y'all a little bit. Because for me, there are artists I could put in my top 5 that aren't. Just because I want to make it a little more interesting. I feel like I think mine would be kind of boring if I did that way. So I also include. I think this one is more of a fluid list. Like it might change every like 6 months or something like that. But at number 5, and we're just talking about just favorite artists, like top 5 artists all time, right? Not
yes.
Okay, but like any genre, right? Just any. Okay. So number 5, it's a tie. 3-way tie actually between. You know what? No, not 3-way, 2-way. If this is like 6 months, like a year ago, probably 3-way. But between Mac Ayres and a dude named Rennie. So Mac Ayres, his first 3 albums, I could listen to every song, no skip. Every song, no skip. And that's like, at least for me figuring out, if I want to call like my top 5. If I listen to a whole album, like at least one album, no skip, they're my top 5, period. Like Mac Ayres, like I said, he's part of this new age of R&B, where like just the sound and the production is just beautiful. Now I'll admit his last album, I was like, I don't know. I got to go back and listen to it again. But his first 3 were just damn near perfect. I love them. And then Rennie. So the story of Rennie, he's this Filipino Australian dude, and he came out onto the scene. I want to say either 2019 or 2017. I can't remember. But just his work just seems so. What's the word? Like I said, it's a new age of R&B. And it kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you guys remember YouTube like 10 to 12 years ago, but like the rise of like the Asian YouTubers out there, like Tim De La Ghetto, Gerard, Kino, Jeremy Passion, David So, like those dudes. For me, back then, that was my first time. This is like young ignorant Gerard, when I really found out that Asians could really sing, which is kind of dumb, especially R&B, which is so dumb because like, of course, like obviously you can, but for me, all I really knew that could sing with that soulful, like that much soul in their voice, were like Black artists. That's all I really knew, except for I think Adele, and then Christina Aguilera, and probably some more. But for me, like if you sung soul, usually Black. And then I remember hearing those Asian artists sing, and I was like, what? So, and I just like would go down the rabbit hole of all their stuff, all their music, and it's just like it felt like it opened a whole new gate of R&B, especially when it comes from a bunch of different artists from a different race than what I was used to. So it kind of broke the stereotype that, you had to be Black to be able to sing soulfully and whatnot. And they killed it, man. Like these artists killed it. So he reminds me of those artists from back in the day, or not back in, like 10 years ago. And there are artists similar to Rennie that I've been listening to, just like that just have the same sound, just so like the production just on point, just beautiful. I love it.
Can you send me something by him? Send like from YouTube or something?
Yeah, I'll send you my. You have Spotify?
Yeah,
I'll send you my playlist of him.
All right, bet.
I'll just put it in the chat. But yeah, that like the joint just beautiful. A1. All right, enough on that. That's only number 5. Number 9 or number 4. John Mayer. Now, he's like, the one thing about John Mayer is his guitar skills. He's one of my favorite guitarists all time. And then his music, it's not like it's soulful, but it's not. I wouldn't say. I don't like saying traditional soul, but I think when it comes to soul, he's not usually the first thing that comes to mind. But his music, like I could listen. I think his first 3 albums, at least his second album, all the way through, no stops, no skips. Just the music he's been putting out since his debut, even to now, has just been really spot on. Like, I think his last album, The Search for Everything, definitely no skips on that album. And like each song sort of had a different sound to it. But it was still felt like John Mayer. And it was just he's just an incredible musician. You know, he's not the entertainer that like Michael Jackson, Bruno Mars, or Beyonce are, but just as a pure musician, he's in my top 5 for that reason. Number 3, Colbie Caillat. Colbie, if you ever hear this, if I ever meet you, I need you to record a playlist of lullaby songs because your voice just hits me in the spot so deep. Like, I just get emotional sometimes just listening to it, man, because her voice, like her song, like her music is either one of those songs where I could listen to like slow running on a beach, like at sunrise, or in my natural habitat of being on my couch during a super gloomy, rainy day with some tea and some coffee, maybe reading a book, and just chilling. Like, I was told by my boss that she has a documentary on, I think it's Disney Plus, on how like she came up, and that she's like really shy, and she has social. I think she has social anxiety. And I was like, oh damn, we relate so hard, huh? And that's why she is future wife. I think she's number 2. Yeah, she's number 2 of many. But yeah, Colbie Caillat. I love her work. I feel like I could honestly switch out her and Alicia Keys. But I think they both, I have to be in different moods to listen to one or the other, because they're just different genres or different style of music. Okay. But I feel I want to switch it up, put Colbie Caillat in there, because like I feel like Alicia Keys, we always talk about R&B and hip hop and whatnot. I feel like Colbie Caillat kind of shakes the mold a little bit, kind of like John Mayer. Number 2, Justin Timberlake. Ooh. I think for me, it's gonna sound controversial. Oh well, I don't give a damn. I prefer JT over Michael, not in skill wise, not number hits, but just the personal effect their music had on me. Like Michael, hold on, Pete, because Michael, I love Michael's music, it had an effect on me, but but for me, when I started listening to Michael, it was oh my gosh, what album was it?
You Give Me Butterfly, Invincible.
Yes, Invincible. And that was sort of like Butterflies was one of those songs, and then also kind of his greatest hits. And that's how I got introduced to Michael. But Justin Timberlake, like I even started kind of listening to his music back, like during Cry Me a River, like during Justified. And then I really started to listen to him on the radio when Sexy Back came out, even though I thought I was a clown for putting that song out at the time. I was like, Sexy Back, boy. That was also...
Gerard.
Huh?
Not to interrupt you, but when I heard Sexy Back, I thought it was the most creative, new, and weird thing. I like weird stuff that's creative and sounds good. So I didn't agree, but continue. But I get what that's
but like now I love it. But back then,
for that.
Huh?
I said I remember like when I first saw that, I just as a child, I remember judging him very hard for that.
Yeah.
I just went,
I thought it was one of those European dance club mix songs. I don't know why, but I thought it was one of those songs. And at the time, my I don't know. I just listened to it. I was like, what is this clown-ish I'm listening to?
No, but do you know who was inspired by?
Yeah.
Do you know that's David Bowie?
Yeah, I can see that. But I was never into David.
No, that's what he said. He said he was trying to sound like David Bowie.
Oh, okay.
So that's why, and that's why I personally was like, oh, he's trying to go a little bit
out of the box. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
so that's why
I said, I can appreciate it now. But back then, when I couldn't explore that much music wise, like it was either I was just getting into hip hop. I loved R&B since I was a kid, and I was also listening to like top 40 stations. But when that song came on, I was like, "What the hell is this?" But after that, I think I heard "Summer Love," and that just flipped my idea of just I got rid of the idea. I was like, "Takes It Back" doesn't exist. Forget that song. "Summer Love" was my true intro to him, and then where my love began, and then "What Goes Around Comes Around" came out, and I was like, insta fan. And then ever since then, I was like I've just been a Justin fan since then, you know?
Yeah, I feel like I missed that Justin wave then, because like I feel like "Sexy Back" was one of the first songs I heard from him solo.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in like 6th or 7th grade, I think, for me.
Yeah.
So like because like until that point, I think I was listening to like a lot of stuff like my parents had on like CD still.
Okay.
And
okay.
we weren't listening to a lot of radio.
Yeah.
I mean, like we listened to like radio, but then like something would come on they don't like. Probably a Justin Timberlake. I don't think my parents like Justin Timberlake. Probably.
Yeah, especially with the fact that it had. I think my mom didn't like it because it said like "sexy" in it, and she's like, "Oh, what is this?" And that whatnot. So I think that kind of played a role. I don't know. I just thought at the time it sounded goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Actually, it was that because I think they came around the same time, right?
What song?
"Sexy Back" and "Summer Love."
Yeah, "Summer Love" came a little bit after that.
Yeah. So when "Summer Love" came out, that's when I was like, oh. And then "What Goes Around Comes Around." I was like, and then when that was my first song. It was like I guess I call it a 2-parter.
Yeah.
Just like one of his many like he plays the song, and then the second third or the last third of it just like flips on its head.
Yeah. Not to interrupt you, but it felt with those just that Until the End of Time and some other records feels like a movie.
Yes.
Like goes and then you had a climax and then dun dun. I was like, oh whoa.
Because what's her name was in the music video too? Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, JT, he's only second because my number one is Maroon 5. And that's like I think I may have said this long ago, but because I went to Julia Brown, which is a Montessori school in the area. I didn't know there were more, but I just went to one. This school is so small. We had to combine like the first, second, and third grade. Because in my third grade class, there were 4 of us. 4. So, Montessori is a different, like it's private school. It's a different teaching method. It's not very traditional. And so, but I loved it though. But in the summertime, I think this is after I graduated 3rd grade, but I was still there for the summer until I went to Sherwood Elementary, which is public school. And so we had this, every week we'd have this, either every week or every day we'd have like a dance instructor. And she would come in and she played Maroon 5. So she would play with, she'd start off with Harder to Breathe. We'd dance to that. She must have the clean version because I don't know. I can't see her because I think they use the F word in that one too many times. So I'm like, how you must have a clean version. She has to. But I remember the album too with the girl on there, and then This Love, And then I found them back around the time I found Justin or started listening to Justin. I found Maroon 5 again, and they just released It Won't Be Soon Before Long. And I remember when when Vivo came out, like I would look at all their music videos and all their songs and whatnot. And then I think oh my God, I'm blanking. But the third album came out, and I loved almost every song on there too. Hands All Over, that's it, Hands All Over. But like for me, this love or their first album, Songs About Jane, to me is a classic. No skips on that, absolutely none. Second album, Won't Be Soon Before Long, no skips on that one either. Someone introduced to me the B-side to Won't Be Soon Before Long, which has like I think 6 or 7 songs on there. Almost no skips on that one. Hands All Over, no skips on that one for me. And I think when their fourth one came out, I was like, and they kind of they came more poppy, I guess, more so than they were in Hands All Over. But like their first album, Songs About Jane, just like puts me in a different world, man. Like I don't even know how to explain it. Like it just, yeah, it's just one of those albums. Like I don't know. If I were to make an album my favorite all time, it'd probably be Songs About Jane.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like a on again, off again, I guess, fan for Maroon 5. I don't really know what takes me away, draws me into them. It's just like maybe like once or twice a year, I just like Maroon 5. Let me listen to this album right quick. Yeah. And then I'm just like, I don't listen to it for like another year. It's just a random, just like a random occurrence.
Like, I remember last year when you mentioned Maroon 5, I was like, I know their songs. I just don't know the title. Like the title, you know how you hear a song on the radio, you don't really know the titles and everything.
Yeah.
So I went and I looked back. I'm like, I used to hear this every day. She will be loved. I used to hear that every time. Mm-hmm. This love, I used to hear that every time. So, I think Maroon 5. Because I remember, it's a funny thing by the way. I remember, they performed at one Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you were there. Everybody was like, "Yo, Peter don't know who they are because they white," and I was like,
I remember that.
I was like, come on, and then Javon was like, "You said this is the more white music." When Big Boy came on, you knew it, but like, yeah, I know Big Boy from Outkast. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I know Maroon 5. Just off of radio, like but I never was into like huge rock, but yeah.
Yeah, because I know they started off kind of like soft rock, like in the early 2000s, and even in the late 90s, before they were known as Maroon 5, they went by the title of Kara's Flowers. And they had one album. Oh my God, I'm blanking on the name. That album, no skips, and I just thought it was just a phenomenal album. So even with that fact, I like even their old like very first stuff, I like fell in love with, and that was like within the last maybe 2 years. Mm-hmm. And so just with them, I don't think I could top anybody, because for me, they were the first group where I could listen. They had like 15 plus songs that I could listen to and say, I love this song. Like 15 plus. And this is before I really got back into R&B and look back. Oh, like you were saying, like, you know the song, but you don't know the title. Yeah. No, like I knew the title of all these different songs. Like I said, 15 plus, maybe 20 plus songs of Maroon 5. And though they were the first where I would like,
okay.
I don't know how to explain it, man. Yeah.
Right.
I feel like there's such a contrast to like our R&B talk.
Like, Gerard, I will say this: your list is very different than ours. Ours is like the stereotypical, like Black people know this. Yours is like you decided to like go outside of that, so I can respect that.
Yeah, because I like I love R&B, and I always say this: if my future goes not into R&B, it'll never work. It will never work. I promise you that it will never work. That's a deal breaker. You don't have to be in love with it, but you have to. Yeah, you can't just dislike it. Hell no. But I like to. But it also depends on my mood. Like there are different genres. Like it's even country too, man. Like I got a whole playlist of like I think 20 different country songs that I love, and that's like for me that's like what is it? Rural, urban, I guess white version of R&B. Not rural, like rural, low down white version of R&B to me. Like at least how I was kind of introduced to it because there are some dope songs on there that sort of mirror. I feel like the country genre almost mirrors the R&B genre some way. You know, like it's not as stereotypical as it sounds. Huh? What's up?
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna get you to country, Peter.
I get where you're coming from. With the country, that's cool. I mean, listen. Let me be real. I don't really listen to country like that, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
but I've heard some countries that are cool, but because of time, that good list, and that's something I will look into, Gerard. One day, I will tell you that probably when I'm 60. This country record is fire, but
I know one country dude that you listen to. I've been trying to expand my range of music.
Old Town Road.
No, Peter. No. I can't think of dude's name right now, but he has a song with T.I. and he was even he's even quoted a few like bars in his songs. Granted, it's in a country song way, but he's still quoting like rap lyrics.
Okay.
So I think you would and he's still saying some similar stuff to like what they were saying rap songs, but like I guess like his music style just didn't suit rapping, so he did what he would come natural, find what that is, just so happens to be country.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you have to point me to him.
Yeah.
I'm always just looking for new.
I think
songs, but huh?
Oh, you go.
No, I was gonna say there's one country song that definitely reminds me of R&B, not to the T, but just a vibe. It's called "Must Be Doing Something Right" by Billy Currington, and I only know this song because I think I was talking to a girl I was talking to. I think she told me to put this song on. We were driving. Like it's one of those songs like R&B, quiet storm, love making type songs. That's what comes to mind. What I like out of the country songs I have on my playlist. That's like the closest thing I have to that. So, yeah.
All right. Yeah. I think our lists were definitely good. We took about a week to make these, but just to get to a topic, there's one guy we didn't mention on here, of a song or artist, but I think 2 weeks ago, Timbaland and Swiss Beats were on the Breakfast Club, and they asked them about a potential Justin Timberlake Usher Verzuz, right? And Timbaland was like, Usher's a monster, but he's gonna lead with Justin. And they were arguing. I think Charlamagne and them were arguing about Justin and Usher. And then in the middle of that, Timbaland said, Usher can't. No, he said Chris Brown's a monster. I think he could go with Usher. And then Charlamagne was like, which I agree. But what do you think is a better versus matchup for Usher, JT or Chris Brown?
Well, since I don't really know, Justin Timberlake music, I'm automatically defaulted to say Chris Brown.
Okay.
I'm the exact opposite.
Yeah. I'll give my thoughts quickly. I think the world is debating Chris Brown, Usher more because they're two different eras, I think, and they're they're basically black. Black people like to argue between that. You know what I'm saying? But I think with Usher, the reason why people argue that one so much, honestly, because they came out in two different times.
Yeah,
and it's like depending on when you grew up or who you grew up around, you're gonna pick somebody based off of that. So I think people would want that one more just to get off that conversation. But to me, musically, it don't make sense.
Yeah,
because I feel like
the like energy wise, you go from like a Let It Burn to like a Kiss Kiss, like that would feel weird to me.
Yeah.
Like just to appear like shifting energy because like they're both great songs.
Yeah.
But like it's just like it's two different, almost like same genre, but it's like two different styles of music. It feels weird.
Yeah, and it's like the reason why I would say Justin Timberlake because they came out literally the same. They got hot at the same time. NSYNC got hot in the late 90s. Usher got hot in the late 90s. Usher dropped 8701 in 2001. Justin dropped Justified in 2002. Usher dropped Confessions 2004. Justin dropped what's it called? Sexy Love Sounds in 2006.
Future Sex Love Sounds, yeah.
So like literally they were battling. They had the same peak at the same time. When Usher came out with Confessions, he was a legend already. No one knew who Chris Brown was. Yeah. So like, I feel like just because of the time period, I would go JT and Usher.
Oh, the other reason I would say, go ahead.
I said the people would want Chris and Usher more though.
Yeah. I was about to say the other reason I would say Chris Brown is versus Usher is because remember when Chris Brown was being very disrespectful?
Yeah.
He would crush anybody or whatever.
Yeah.
You gotta humble the kid a little bit.
Yeah. You see, these kids, let me say a statement. You kids out there, Usher Raymond is a legend out here. I know Chris can dance and he does all this and he does and all that.
And flips.
Usher
flips.
He could do a lot of flips. Without Usher, ain't no Chris Brown. I think Gerard just froze again.
Yeah, he had to. I was about to say it was funny, but wasn't that funny? Like, come on, yo.
Oh no! Hey, the Peter froze like this.
Oh.
So I was like, oh wow.
You kids out there need to respect Usher Raymond. If there was no Usher, there would be no Chris. Chris is talented and he can dance better. Well, Usher got the hits. Respect.
I think with Usher, I think the only reason why he wouldn't get as much respect is because of, I don't want to call it a decline, but think about how JT kind of made a resurgence, 6 years later with...
are you talking about JT and Usher or Chris?
I'm just saying just Usher in general.
Okay.
Because like I'm thinking about Usher albums after 2004. After Confessions came out. Because for me, that's when I kind of stopped. I didn't really listen as much. Actually, no. Sorry. 2007 because whatchamacallit came out.
Love in This Club?
Like Love in This Club, other song. I don't remember the album. But I think JT was able to resurge because of the 2020 experience.
Yeah.
Whereas with Usher, like he's still considered legendary, but I don't think he had that same resurgence as JT had with 2020.
Here's my pushback on that. JT took a break. Usher took a break between Confessions and the album. I forgot. Here I Stand. He took a break, a 4-year break.
Yeah,
but Usher continued to make music after that. After what's it called? JT took a real long break. So I wouldn't say Usher never had a resurgence.
I'm saying it wasn't as big. Because
Usher, because with JT he was literally quiet.
Yeah.
Whereas Usher was still kind of active, but he wasn't as big as Confessions Usher. That's how I see it.
Yeah. I'm saying like after Future Sex Love Sounds, like for JT, and he took that break, like the amount of just marketing, or I guess it's just marketing then, and how much you saw it on the radio or heard it on the radio, the 2020 experience, in my opinion, just had a bigger boom than after like, I guess like Here I Stand. Like even though he took that break, not the 4-year break, I think compared to like Here I Stand and actually, you know what? No.
There Goes My Baby. Don't forget that.
Don't
forget that. OMG.
That song. Oh my God.
OMG. Oh my God.
Yeah. I think when I want to say, because I stopped listening to Usher when he kind of blended into the pop scene. And same with Maroon 5. I stopped listening when they became more pop and less who they were known for. And I know they're kind of experimenting with stuff, but I think it stopped reminding me of them. Like the first thing that comes to mind is not their poppy R&B blend. It's more so just like their pure R&B blend. But like I think Oh My God, Climax.
Climax, bro. Climax? You just reminded me of that. Oh my God.
Yeah. So I think I think those are like great songs, but I'm just talking about like, I don't know.
Listen, I'll take Climax could go with any song on 2020 Experience. That song can go with any song on 20. But just to answer which one would you prefer to see, or which one do you think? Usher, JT, or Usher,
JT
Chris?
And Usher, of course.
Huh?
JT and Usher, of course.
Okay. Why not?
Yeah,
Chris,
I just see them in more of the same realm versus Chris Brown and Usher. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I see Chris Brown more towards the less R&B, more hip hop realm.
Yeah, I see Chris is like a blend,
especially with like with a lot of the projects he's done, but not that he's not R&B, but I see him closer to that. I see Usher closer to where JT is than I see him to Chris Brown. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, I think the thing with Chris, because it's the thing that I really don't like about music these days. Everything's about who's more relevant.
Yeah.
And who's the top guy. So Chris has had more relevant songs than Usher. But are those songs really gonna hit against My Boo? That's my
not
thing.
For me.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to call. Like I get Chris has classics. Don't get me wrong. But after X or the other album with Back to Sleep, what real classic hit record has he had? He's had songs.
Yeah.
But like,
I don't know. That's what I realized, like the audience that's actually like listening to it. Like yeah, our generation listen to it, and yeah, there will be a good chunk of us that will be definitely probably will Usher for it. But then you gotta remember like like kids like your brothers age. Like I'm sure your brothers will probably go for Usher too.
Yeah.
But like their classmates and their peers and under would probably watch a battle with Chris Brown in it too, because he's part of their generation.
Yeah.
So like if we were to like watch a online battle with it, it might even lean closer to Chris Brown because he is like the current and relevant guy now. Not to say that Usher's not relevant anymore or anything. It's just like but Chris Brown is like that guy right now.
Yeah, I mean,
more so than Usher anyway.
Usher is relevant now with those Usher bucks. Shout out to him.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but
there you go, Usher.
Yeah, I think we tackled that. So I think for the most part, me and Gerard agree. Usher, JT, Chris gonna go with Chris Brown and Usher, but I think both would be good. But yeah, we sit in an hour right now. We got
we
I thought it was like 2 hours.
We sitting at 2 hours almost.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, that's
okay. Let's get.
Yeah, that's why I've been staring at this whole time.
Okay, let's do let's get this because we have a lot of this or that's.
Yeah.
Let's get through this quickly.
We'll make these quick.
R&B pop edition for the this or that's. Now, I did these polls. I've had people respond to me with these, and well, let's go. Backstreet Boys or NSYNC? Who y'all picking?
Backstreet Boys.
We're talking our preference.
Oh, yeah, your personal.
Probably NSYNC, but when I think of like the resurgence of those boy bands in the 80s and 90s, Backstreet Boys, I Want It That Way is always usually the first song to come to mind.
Yeah.
But I prefer NSYNC, or just because I like some of their songs better.
I don't even remember NSYNC, to be personally honest with you.
I'm gonna go NSYNC because of two songs, Gone and the Girlfriend remix with Nelly. Those are the two reasons why I pick it. I never liked Bye Bye and the
really?
pop song.
Was that NSYNC or was that Backstreet?
Bye.
I just didn't. Yeah.
All right. Also, Tearing Up My Heart and This I Promise You is good are good ones too. Yeah.
Yeah, but those really sound.
They're very poppy, but yeah,
these sounded like those songs sound very white poppy.
I love that, man. Yeah.
I just for me,